So I think my graphics card is overheating. And it's weird because I think, what, 4, maybe 5 months ago, I changed the thermal paste on it. It's the Zotac 3090 Ti. I've had it for maybe now going on 2, 3 years. I can't remember. I lose track of time a lot lately. But anyways, it's been a great graphics card, but it's kind of a love-hate relationship, mostly because this thing is like chungus. I mean, this thing is huge, and what I don't like about it, I mean, I guess that's just the way of these graphics cards, but this one, it's hard to fit in a lot of cases. So there's been a couple of case options that I've wanted to use, and I've been really limited just because how big it is. But it is what it is. 50 series are really expensive. 40 series, I just skipped it all together. I've been happy with this. This thing has been getting the job done, but just lately, I think it's overheating. So I've noticed when I start getting into my games, usually about 15 to 20 minutes into the game, I just get these hard crashes. I've updated the drivers, Windows, all that type of stuff, and I still get it. The longest I've been able to get into a game is about 30 minutes, and then it just get these hard crashes. Hopefully the graphics card is not going bad, but I did find something diving into it that I think might be the cause of it. And that's the GPU hotspot. So my temperatures when I'm gaming, and I'll post it up on the screen. This is using Furmark, not really gaming, but even gaming, it was around the same. I think it was like a 2-degree difference. But using Furmark, I saw that my temperatures were 74 degrees Celsius, which is not terrible considering that it's in a case, but the GPU hotspot, and on the screen it should show 98 degrees Celsius. I took this picture about a week ago. Yesterday, was it yesterday or the day before yesterday? Recently, I started getting into Path of Exile 2. Fantastic game. If you're a Diablo fan, I definitely highly recommend that game. But I was playing Path of Exile 2 and God of War Ragnarok, and I noticed my GPU hotspot started spiking up to 103 degrees Celsius. Now, GPU hotspot should be about 15 to 20 degrees higher than the regular temperature. In a nutshell, GPU hotspot, and this is just me kind of explaining it the best way I can, all the sensors just find the hottest spot of the GPU and it reports it. And typically you got a 15 to 20 degree difference from what I've read. So if I'm at 74, the highest I should be is 89, maybe 94, but considering that we're spiking up to 103 degrees Celsius, that is a problem. And based upon my reading and my experience, that is indicative of the fact that either the thermal paste was bad or I screwed up the thermal paste, which that's probably more likely the case. So let's take this part again, take a look at the thermal paste, and we're gonna do something different because a lot of you folks have recommended trying this stuff out, and I figured at this point, why not? Let's give it a shot. And if it doesn't work, then I'll blame you guys. Just kidding, just kidding, just kidding. It'll probably be my fault again, but let's take a look at it. So I decided we're gonna go and we're gonna try this PTM 7950. A lot of people have recommended. I've read good reviews on it, and there's some advantages to it and all that type of stuff. I mean, at this point, if it works and it makes a difference or makes a significant difference, obviously we'll keep it. If not, then we'll switch to thermal paste. But the key thing is, did I screw up the thermal paste application? Now, when I do thermal paste, the tried and true method that works for me, that has always worked for me, is the spread. I put it on, I spread it evenly, works good. Some people have the P method and the line method, all that type of stuff. The X, the zigzag, the crane, the tiger, the beetle. Wait, I think that's Wayne's World. Anyways, but either way, the spread method has worked really good for me. In fact, I've never had a GPU come back with an issue using that method, and this is the first one, so maybe when I put it in, it just smeared, or maybe that thermal paste is not good. If I'm being honest, I don't remember what thermal paste I used. I'd probably have to watch that video because I did take this apart in another video just to, do some maintenance on it. So I'd have to double check. But if I remember correctly, probably should use the right bit for it. Maybe it was the Fuse Ice one I used. Maybe it was the Thermal Grizzly. And I'm not going to blame thermal paste on this, folks. I'm not. I mean, yes, there is cheap thermal paste that barely gets the job done for low builds that I use, but I'm pretty sure I use good thermal paste. And if I remember correctly, I think this just comes apart just like so. Nope, I don't remember correctly, so these screws got to come out. All right, so now will this cooperate? I think it wants to. Are we forgetting something? Oh, yeah, these. Okay. This is why you never just rip things apart. Violence is not good when it comes to electronics. You could break things. And we've all seen the prices of graphics cards, you know? Come on, little fella. There we go. Now will you come apart? Hoi! Okay. Oh yeah, there's more over here. Ooh. Yeah, that's pretty bad. The spread does not look good. I got way too much over here. Alright, that's my fault. Now, what is rather interesting is that when I put this thing together, the temps were fine. No cause for alarms, no cause for concerns. And then just recently they started acting up. I don't know. Alright, so for the 7950, I would tell you this stuff is not cheap by no means. I think it's like $20 for this, and you probably get, what, maybe one or two applications that you can use. So I get why, you know, this is not widely used. And from what I remember reading, don't quote me 100%, folks, but I think AMD is using this stuff on their cards. Jeez and bananas, this thing's like stuck in here. Come on now. Problem solved. Maybe? Okay. So it's two-sided. We got to take off both sides, but the way we want to do it is kind of mock it up right over here. Get a X-Acto knife so we can kind of score what we need. I think I have my template. This is awkward because I'm left-handed. Make sure we got what we needed. Now, without slicing off my finger, I wonder if it's easier just to apply it. Let's try this. I can tell you right now I'm not happy with this cut because it's not doing what I need it to do. You got to be a surgeon to do this. Alright, so let's do this. Let me try to cut this thing again. I think I got one more good cut out of this. Reapply it, and I'll turn back the camera if I ever figure this out. Or we might be switching back to thermal paste. We'll see. I'll tell you what, this stuff ain't easy to put on. Little difficult. A X-Acto knife is your friend. So the trick that I found, maybe you folks could let me know what's a lot easier. Put it on there and kind of use my nail to make an indent, and then I used a scissor to cut it, which was a lot easier. And I got some left over, so you know that's good for the next project, unless this stuff totally doesn't work or is not decent. But anyways, and then just using the X-Acto knife to kind of pick up the film on both sides, front and back. But I think it looks good enough, and we're ready to give it a try. Now this corner, you know, I think we should be okay. There's my dog again. What's up, dog? Tech dog. What you doing? Who's that? I could rile her up. Who's that side? Go get him. Who's that? Go get him. Go get him. Who's that? A vicious Yorkie. But anyway, back onto the computer. So it turns on, which is always a great thing. And Idle GPU temps 28 degrees Celsius. So you might be asking, why am I not in my garage? Number one, the evil pollen is intense and it's driving me nuts, and I didn't want to leave my computer there and get covered in pollen. It's easier to wipe off the graphics cards than wipe off the whole computer. So yeah, not trying to bring that into the house, even though it's inevitable. But anyways, let's go ahead and load the fur mark. If I can find it. What did I do with it? There it is. $54, $56, $64 on the GPU hotspot. I'm gonna let this thing run for 10 minutes and we'll see what our final temps are. So 10 minutes in, huge improvement. Now 11 minutes. GPU temp, solid at 70 degrees Celsius. GPU hotspot, 78 degrees Celsius. So I'm looking at a 25 degree improvement on the GPU hotspot, 4 degree improvement on the GPU temp, and the fan curve is a lot quieter. Now you can still hear the fans, but it's not ramping up 100 miles per hour like it was before. Pretty awesome. But let me give you some thoughts. But this PTM stuff, I think that's my new go-to now. So Doug, what do you think about the PTM 7950? Good stuff? Come on, Doug, what's your thoughts? This video wore her out, I'll tell you. Unbelievable. PTM 7950, I'm impressed with it. And moving forward, that's what I'm gonna use for my personal stuff. Obviously, the issue with this graphics card was the thermal paste spread. I think a couple of things happened. I do remember smearing it and spreading it and doing it the way I've always done it. I think what happened was, because the connectors on the graphics card and the GPU cooler are tight, and I've had this happen to me before and I've done this before, I think what happened was that when I went to put them together, I smeared it. And if you smear it, it's gonna mess up the contact and you're not gonna get good contact on it. My experience with thermal paste is that once you put your application, whether it's the P drop, the line, whatever, you just wanna make sure that you put it right together, screw it down and clamp it and make sure it's not smeared. Another thing that probably could have happened was sometimes you put the cooler and the card together and the holes don't line up and you're trying to jiggle it around. Maybe I did a little bit too much of that. I think that could be what caused my issue with the thermal paste. But considering I went from 74 to 70, which is not a lot, but on the hotspot, I went from 103, 98 was the average, but 103 to 78, that is huge. And from what I've read, PTM does get a little bit better over time as it begins to cure and all that stuff. I like it. But the disadvantages of the PTM 7950 is, number one, it costs a lot more. Number two, there's less room for error, because if you mess it up, the sheet is no good and then you got to cut another one, so there's more waste on it. And it does take a little bit of more time and it is a little more, finesse involved. So that is the downside of it. But for me, I think it works great for the personal stuff. The type of builds that I do typically are, medium to low end builds. I'm still gonna stick with thermal paste. Thermal paste works great. There's nothing wrong with it, and it will work for that stuff. For my high-end stuff and even laptops, I'm definitely gonna use it. With all that being said, comment down below, let me know your thoughts, concerns, criticisms. What are your thoughts on the PTM 7950? What do you think happened to my thermal paste application? And Path of Exile 2. What are your thoughts on it? I've been loving that game. I've been playing it for the past couple of weeks. It is fantastic. I was huge into Diablo and the last one really disappointed me, but this game, I'm enjoying it. If you like this video, definitely hit the like button, subscribe if you're not, and as always, we'll see what we come up with next. What do you think, dog? Dog. She fell asleep. Hard to find good help nowadays.